Okay, so we have now the Art of Positive Thinking workbook. This is a great workbook to work on your self-talk. So that voice in your head that we often stops us from doing everything that we would like to do. We start to go into a negative spiral and our mind starts to take us over. This workbook goes through different exercises, again, talks about what is positive thinking and really gets then into the crux of momentum and negative thinking and how that actually works, how we spiral, how does our mind work. There's lots of diagrams in there to take you through that process, to get you an understanding about how your thoughts work and what they lead to, and how we can go about changing those. You know, we've got 50,000 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Oh my gosh, how do I go and change those thoughts? And so it gives you some really great information about how to do that. And hint, part of it is about checking in on your emotions. It's not necessarily about just checking in on your thoughts. So there's some great diagrams, some great check-ins on those emotions, and some really great tools to help you understand the power of your thoughts and then how to actually change them. Once we go through that exercise, we then go into a little bit similar to Mindset Reset in the sense of it talks about above and below the line, but this is now about how I'm thinking and how we, generally blame other people for reasons why we think in a certain way or feeling a certain way. So this is about quite specific in terms of the above and below the line exercise. Then it talks about how do we move above the line in little bit more specifics, and gives you some more helpful tips in that. And again, steps to your accountability. What if is the next one. What if two most insignificant words individually put together are two of the most powerful words. Can be used positive, can we be used negatively? But guess what? We generally use them negatively. What if this happens, and what if this happens, and then what if this happens, and then what if this happens, and what if this happens? And you can not even saying what if and don't even have anything at the end of it. But as a result, we spiral and we start seeing things not turn out the way we would like. So now how do we change that? How do we pivot on that unhelpful thinking style? And how do we work our way into that more positive mindset? And using that imagination for a what if in the positive rather than a what if in the negative. That's the exercise in there. That'll help you to do that. Then we have the story that we tell. This is where we deep dive into our thoughts, our language, what we say each and every day. Some real key words that we say all the time that give us an indication about how we feel and what we think. Some real eye-openers. And once you read that language, you'll just be like, oh gosh, I actually do that. There's a lot in there. And if you come up with language that we haven't actually gotten there, just email us, because we'd love to know and add to that list. Beliefs goes down in deep into, this is where the crux of it really happens. It's like, what are the unhelpful beliefs that we've actually got going on? We've got many in there that you can pick out and to help you prompt, but you may know what your unhelpful beliefs already are. Write them down. Then we start to pivot on them, because it's not enough just to know what are the negative thoughts. We need to know how to change them, and changing them is about a deliberate process to make sure that we, just like we select the food that we eat every day, we need to select the thoughts that we think every day. It needs to be deliberate, like the exercise that we do. What are we doing today to think differently? And how do I deliberately think myself into a positive place? And we can create momentum in a positive way by doing this. And affirmations are the key to that. Now, affirmations, one of the keys is making sure that what we say we believe, or what we say we really do want to believe. If there's an affirmation in there that you don't resonate with, don't use it, because there's nothing worse. It's, no one needs to be positively bashed by words. You just give up on them. So make sure you believe your statements. Make sure you like your statements. If you don't like the ones that we've offered, it doesn't matter. Just make your own up. Like, pull some out and take some apart and make your own mashup of your own affirmation. The most important part is that you have an affirmation, and there's an exercise in here to pull out your unhelpful belief and then change that pivot onto an affirmation that's going to help counteract that negative belief. That is an affirmation that you need to say then every single day. Look at yourself in the mirror in the morning and say it to yourself. Lock eyes with yourself in the mirror. Say it to yourself. Say it to yourself when you're in the shower. Say it to yourself when you are driving. If you can say it out loud, even better. The more you say it, your language is commanding and your voice is commanding. So if you can say it out loud, that's an amazing way to then start to do your affirmation process. If you can't and it feels weird and you've got people around, then that's fine. Just say it in your head. It then goes on to the successful you, which is an exercise around self-acceptance. Who am I? Like, you know, a lot of us want to change ourselves to become someone different because we don't like who we are. This is around self-acceptance. I am who I am. I love who I am. This is the great things that have happened to me in my life, and this is the things that I love. Then, once we appreciate who we are, we can then look, all right, but what is my best possible self? Who would I like to become? And that's then about moving from a place, you know, instead of being just changing who you are, it's moving to a space that you actually enjoy about yourself and getting yourself to dream up what you would like in different aspects of your life, like health, home, relationships, work, finances, and emotions. And again, all space in there for you to write down. We then go into the pillar of unconditional happiness. So getting us to understand how we conditionally apply our happiness to the events and the things around us. So it's a very good exercise to detach from that and help us to become happiness regardless of what life is actually presenting. Part of that in there goes in with an exercise in gratitude and helps you understand why gratitude is so important. And hint, it actually links to the emotional scale as well. Final exercise is on Funkbusters, so helping you to get a list that you know will get you out of that funk quickly. One of the most important things is that we know how to shift ourselves. Now, this is not just about ignoring our emotions, it's about understanding that when we are in a funk, how do we move through that quickly without, making that lag on for a really long period of time where we just really feel like we can't do anything about it. And in fact, your Funkbuster list is something you need to write when you're feeling great, and that when you're not feeling so great, you can look at it and you can go down that and say, yep, I'm going to go do that right now, whether it's going for a walk, going for a shower, and they may seem like simple things, but they can be an incredible shift. It's almost like a segment changing, where you can just move into a different segment of your day and just feel different, and it can be a forced way to make you feel a little bit different. So just think about those different things and what they are, and then when you're not feeling so great, you can read them and choose something from that list. The last thing is about a challenge, challenging yourself, a 7-day challenge. And it goes in and talks about, what you can do, ties in everything that we've been talking about, and gets you to do a checking in on the emotional scale, gets you to do, there's a QR code there for an affirmation, for a meditation, and it also is a bit of a gratitude diary, and then it says, how have I moved my body today? And then there's a Find 15 exercise. So that's a really important thing to do. And that's it. That's the Art of Positive Thinking book. Go through it. Don't overwhelm yourself with the exercises. Do what you can, but just make sure you do it. Find 15 to work on it each and every day.